Good morning. So today we're moving on to a new topic and it's going to be about averages. Okay, so by averages, that word there, okay, averages. So I still don't have my pen for my my Surface, so I'm going to use this spreadsheet here. So I'm going to use the spreadsheet functionality where you guys can obviously use your calculators to do all the multiplication and division that we will be doing. And in primary school, you probably had one average, which you always used. And you would get that average, and you'd probably call it the average. You would get that average by adding up all your data and dividing it by the size of that data set. So in secondary school, we call that average the mean, okay? Because there's two other averages. There's three averages in total. So we're going to look at finding the mean in this section here, okay? So this is like the primary school average. So we're going to add all these guys up and I'll put the answer in there, okay? So don't worry about what I'm doing here. This is just, you can do all this on your calculator. So when I add all those up, I get 302. Add up. So when I add them up, I get 302. Now, how many are there? Well, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 12 of them. So I'm going to put 12 in there, okay? So there's 12 of them. Now, average, or what you would have previously called the average in primary school, we're now calling it the mean, is 302, and we're going to divide that by 12. Um, 302 divided by 12 is 25.16666. So that is the answer to the mean, okay? So the mean of this data set here, I just put that in color. Let's go for that color, okay? So the mean of this blue data set is 25.166 whatever. And it's that because we added them all up to get 302 and then we divided it by how many there are. That process of adding up and dividing by how many there are, that's called the mean. Okay? So we add them up, we divide by how many there are to find the mean. Now, like I said before, there are more averages than just the mean, okay? The second average that we're going to look at is a thing called the mode. And the mode is particularly useful when the data is not numbers. So in this data set here, we can see that this data is not numerical data. So if it's not numerical data, it must be good. It must be categorical data, okay? So I stood at the school one morning and I asked a group of students passing by, how did you get to school? And some said car, some said cycle, some said they walked, and some said they got the bus. Why would those who got the bus all be down here at the end? Why would they arrive in a batch? Yeah, because that's the way buses work, right? They transport a load of people and they land them at once. So that would explain why there's all of these buses down here. Now, the mode is the most common. And that should make sense, right? Because in this data set here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. If we did a frequency table, car would be 4. Cycle would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walk Walk would be 1, 2, 3. And then we're on to bus, which is 2, 4, 6, which is 6. So if I was to ask you guys what the average way people came to school is, you might intuitively say, well, the average person got the bus, because that's the one that most people used. So that's called the mode. Okay? So the mode is the one that occurs most frequently or most common. In this case, it's bus, because there are 6 who arrive by bus, and there's none other here who arrive by any other means. Now, on to the median. So far we've looked at the mean, which is add them up and divided by how many there are. The mode, which is the most common. And then the median, which is the middle one, okay? Median, medi, that word medi, that means middle. Okay, so for example, medieval is the period in between the Romans and when civilization started becoming glorious again. Not that the medieval period wasn't glorious, but for those who lived in the Renaissance, the medieval period wasn't great. Okay, it was full of plagues and things. There was no education. So medi means the one that's in the middle. The media are those in between you and the events that happen. Okay, and where else would we find medi? The Mediterranean Sea, Mediterra, is in the middle of all the land. Okay, so medi means middle. So we're looking for the middle piece of data here. But it makes no sense really to just talk about the middle of this data set as it currently is. I need to start ordering my data set from top to bottom in order. So I look for the smallest one, which I think is 20. And because I've brought 20 out, I'm going to put a little mark beside 20. Let's put an X in there. So I've dealt with 20. Is there, what's the next lowest? Is there a 21? No, there's a 22. Let's put an X in there. Is there a 23? There is. There's a 23. Any more 23s? One more. So I can put a 23 there. Are there any 24s? There's one there. And 24 here. Any 25s? Yeah. 25. 25. Any 26s? No, 27, so. And I have 28. And I have 28. And then I have 29 here. And then just a quick check. Do I have the same amount here as I have over here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Good. Okay. Now, I'm now looking for the middle number here. So what number is in the middle? Now, there's a more advanced way of doing this, and there's other complications that we will also have to cover over the next few days. But for the time being, okay, we're going to use a process of ticking. So we're going to put a mark beside our top one. We're going to put a mark beside our bottom one. we're going to put a mark beside our second top one and our second bottom one, our third top one and our third bottom, fourth top, fourth bottom, fifth top, fifth bottom, sixth top, sixth bottom. If I keep ticking, I'll get rid of everything. So I'm going to stop ticking there, and that means the middle one must be 25. So the median of our data set here is 25. The median is 25. The median equals maybe. So the median is 25 in our case. So the process there, guys, was our data set had to be ordered, and once it was ordered, we started ticking. We went from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, doing all of this ticking. Okay, now sometimes what students do is they do this. And I shouldn't even show you what bad students do, okay? They go X, and they go X, and then they're too lazy to go back up here. So they put their next X there, and then they go up. And if you do that, you will make a mistake. So the process is, okay, we start at top, and we put a mark beside the top one. Then we go down the bottom, and we put a mark beside the bottom one. Then it's the next top, then it's the next bottom, then it's the next top, then it's the next bottom, then it's the next top, then it's the next bottom, then it's the next top, then it's the next bottom, then it's the next top, then it's the next bottom. Okay, don't do 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom at a time. Okay, I find students make mistakes when they use that process. Now, so 25 is our median. So they are the 3 averages. There's the mean, the mode, and the median. The mean, that's like the average you would have come across in primary school. You add them all up, you divide it by how many there are. The mode, that's the most common, and then the median is the one who is in the middle. Okay guys, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you again tomorrow. We have more work to do on the median. I will assign some homework in the assignment.